Wow, Palesa, even that is not a way to start the month of love, I don't know what is. There are a few things in life that are more comforting, satisfying, or nostalgic than a meal cooked by your mother. From the alluring aromas wafting through the room to the sound of the ingredients being prepared, the love that gets put in is clearly evident. Thanks to the Friends in Your Freezer campaign, you too can join in on this delicious recipe and you can share it with your loved ones. We're talking about the Friends in Your Freezer fish chowder, of course. So, Sea Harvest, McCain sweet corn, and McCain diced potato are all swimming in an ocean of cream and spices, ready to devour in less than an hour. Now watch as we show you how. I am joined by the amazing Grace Stevens and her beautiful son. Hi, Grace. How are you?
Hi. Thanks for having us in your beautiful kitchen.
Thank
so
you for
nice to be here.
Thank you for taking the time out. Now, you're going to show us something about convenience here, right? This is more than just deliciousness, but convenience at most.
Yes, because you just pop these out of the freezer.
Okay.
I would take my fish out just a little bit, like about 10 minutes before anything else, just so that it softens so you can get that plastic off and then chop it up.
Okay.
But Simon is going to help me. We're going to put a little bit of oil in the bottom of our pan, and we're going to start off frying our bacon. Now, Simon loves bacon, but those of you who don't eat bacon, you can leave this part out of the recipe. And that's a really nice, so give it a good stir there and get it going. So I've put that on a medium heat. You want to get that nice and brown, and you want to render down the fat, because that gives it lots of flavour. And then we're going to pop in our onions, Simon. You can pop in the onions there.
And do you find that being a busy working mom, that these recipes actually work? I mean, instead of having to slave away in the kitchen all day, I mean, the convenience of just popping something out of the freezer.
There are days where you have 45 minutes to really whip up a beautiful gourmet meal. But for most of us, you know, we go, oh shoot, is that what the time is? And so if you haven't defrosted anything, these guys don't need to be defrosted. You just take them straight out of the freezer and you whip up your nice chowder. So chowder's a nice thick chunky soup, and my family loves chowder, so this is really, so some garlic goes in there, so get that in there. I'll have stinky fingers. Okay, season that up, a little bit of the salt and some pepper. And I'm using smoked paprika here. You smell that? Doesn't like his mother putting things in his face.
I see.
So pop that in there. That's going to give us a nice lot of flavour. And what you do is you cook that down, and then I'm going to put some flour in. So the flour is just going to thicken everything up and give us that nice chowdery feel to it. And what you're doing is you're just mopping up some of that oil that we have in the bottom there to sort of make a roux.
So it gives it even more body of flavour. So as it absorbs all that flavour, it basically goes back into the chowder when you add more liquid.
So while Simon is doing an excellent job over there, I'm just going to take out my beautiful Sea Harvest fillets over here, and I'm going to chop them up. Now, of course, you don't have to just use hake. If you want to use haddock, which has got a nice smoky flavour to it, that'll work brilliantly with this recipe. You can use half-half.
Okay.
Because sometimes haddock can be a little bit overwhelming if you're going to do the whole dish. So we're going to cut up some... so can you see this? It has been frozen. It's probably been out the freezer about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And look how easy it is to chop.
So it is good to leave a little bit of the frozenness in there because it actually helps you with cutting it up as well. Absolutely.
Yeah, you want to make this as easy as possible for you. So you know what? Whip out the fish, put on the kettle, make yourself a cup of tea, or pour yourself a glass of wine, and then we're away. So Simon, what we're going to do now is we're going to pop some stock. So I've got fish stock in here, or you can use chicken stock.
Do you find that you help your mom a lot in the kitchen, or do you prefer to let her do all the cooking?
I help her a lot.
Simon is my little sous chef. He's amazing.
I see. He's smiling all the way, which means he's actually happy to be doing all of this.
Yes, I am.
Yes. And he's quite good at it as well. So now's the time when I'm going to chuck in my fish.
Okay.
And I'm going to put in my McCain diced potatoes. And then I'm just going to cook this for about 15 minutes. Fish cooks so nice and quickly, so it is a great go-to middle-of-the-week sort of dish to go for, because we know you don't have to cook it for like half an hour or 45 minutes.
And I like the fact that you've chosen hake because it actually flakes up nicely once you put it in there and absorbs all that flavour.
Absolutely. What's your favourite fish?
Probably hake.
Yeah.
It is very sustainable, so that's one thing we can say props to Sea Harvest for, because it is on the sustainable list. And I think the one thing I love about these products is that they are frozen at their freshest, so you do know that you're getting quality from each and every ingredient.
And then if you don't use it all, you just, you know, flip it together and pop it back in the freezer. That's what you call friends in the freezer.
I know.
So we're going to cook this down for about 15 minutes. It should bubble nicely. Those potatoes should go nice and soft. Your meat should become nice and flaky. And then you pop in some millies. My family love this. This is a great way to get carbohydrates into your kids. I'm sure it's the same, like trying to get them to eat something. Okay, so this is a nice fulfilling. It's a what I like to call like a one-pot wonder. Don't you just
I love those.
There's very few dirty dishes now, and you can just serve it straight from the pot.
I agree with you, because this is basically what we're talking about when we say convenience. Not only convenience of the ingredient, but the convenience in terms of having to make the dish, because everything into one point. You've saved yourself time, and you've saved yourself a whole lot of headache from the kiddies asking, Mommy, when is the food ready?
Oh, absolutely. And if they come and moan, then you just put them to work.
Like you've done just now. This looks absolutely amazing. I can smell the fish in there. I can smell the herbs. I can smell the paprika that you actually put in there.
Yes.
And I don't know about you, South Africa, but if you want to get your hands on this amazing recipe, then I do suggest that you head on over to afternoonexpress.co.za for the full ingredients list and the steps on how to actually make this recipe. I feel like this is something that I could even try and do this evening, because it's so easy, so simple. So if you want this recipe, go to afternoonexpress.co.za.
McCain and Sea Harvest have brought fun and creativity back into our kitchen. Reimagine mealtime with #Friends in your freezer and stand a chance to win one of 10 PlayStation 5 consoles when you buy any one Sea Harvest and one McCain product. Don't forget to keep your till slip. T's and C's apply.